That was a nice win, Nubar.
Oh, that was great.
Nothing makes us happier. I know sometimes people don't believe it. It's true. We want to give away the money. That's great when somebody has a good win up there.
Thank you. I'm going to try to win more. Maybe I can open another restaurant.
That's the only way to feel. Can I get a free milkshake?
Anytime.
Okay, Nubar, let's do it again. Let's load up the cards with 2 brand new decks of cards, and we'll meet our next challenger on Card Sharks. Milda Yodelay. Hello, Milda. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell us about yourself?
My name is Milda Yodelay. I'm currently attending Cal State Northridge, trying to determine whether I want to study law or marine biology. I'm a native Californian, and I work part-time in a supermarket.
That's an unusual first name, Milda. Where did that come from?
My mom? My parents are both Lithuanian, and it's not very common, but...
It's a very pretty name. It suits
Thank you.
Good to have you here,
Thank
Milda. You'll play the lower cards, the blue cards, while Nubar, the champion, plays the upper cards, the red cards. Starting with a question to you, Nubar. We asked 100 women executives. These are all women who are vice presidents of corporations. Are you earning as much money as a man in your position would? How many women executives said they were not earning as much money as a man in their position?
Well, I think women have come a long way, but they're not quite where they belong. I think they don't earn as much as men. I think it's going to be about, I say about 28.
20. The question is, how many were not earning as much money as a man?
How many will not earn?
How many are not earning as much money as a man in that position?
Oh, I say 80.
80.
Right.
Switching the other way. Okay. 80 and 28 is 100, isn't it? Milda, higher or lower?
I'm going to say, well, I think if they knew about it, somebody would get in trouble, because it's discrimination. So I'm going to say it's going to be lower than 80.
Ah, okay. Interesting thinking there. The actual number of women executives who said they were not earning as much money as a man in their position is 62. It's lower, Milda. Yes. That's very interesting. It's 62, but still a majority of those ladies felt that they were not being dealt with correctly. Milda, you're looking at a jack.
I think Jack will be lucky for me. I'll go ahead and play it, and I'll say the next card's going to be lower.
Lower than a jack? It is a 5.
I think I'll risk it, and I'll play, and I'll say the next one's going to be higher.
Higher than a 5. Oh no, and 5. It is not higher. And a break for the champion. Nubar will play a queen.
Oh, I love it. I think it's going to be lower.
Lower than a queen. It is a 9.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say it's going to be lower.
Lower than a 9. Yes, an 8.
Now I freeze.
Now he'll freeze, needing 2 cards. Ann will fill in the spaces for Milda as she needs 4 cards. And the question to you, Milda. We asked 100 women. For $1,000, would you go to a party wearing a Hawaiian grass skirt with nothing underneath? How many women said they would wear the grass skirt?
Oh, goodness. I don't think that many women would do that. A few would, so I'll say, 15 would do it.
15 would wear a grass skirt with nothing underneath for $1,000.
I think I think it's going to be a little higher.
Higher. The actual number of women who for $1,000 would go to a party wearing a grass skirt with nothing underneath is 32. It's higher. Nubar. Do you want that 8?
I'm going to change it.
Changing the 8 to an ace. Great change.
I can't lose. It's going to be lower.
Well, you could if it's another ace. Lower than an ace. It's a queen.
Lower.
For the first game in the match, lower than a queen. Yes, for the jack, and he's done it. Game number 1 to the champion. The champion's on a roll. Can he keep it up? We'll find out right after this. Don't go away. Our champion, Nubar Zaytounian, has the first game of the match and $100. Milda, you need this one. We'll set up for the next game with the same 2 decks of cards. Nubar, we asked 100 college fraternity men. If you knew a student were a homosexual, would you object to him joining your fraternity? How many fraternity men said yes, they would object?
Well, fraternity men, they're very macho. They really control who gets in, so I think it's going to be pretty high. I think about...
How many will object?
Will object. I say it will be about 82 will object.
Now, you said they're macho. I may be reading you wrong. The question is, if you knew a student were a homosexual, would you object to him joining? Oh, I see. You say 82 would object.
Right.
Thank you, Nubar. Right. I'm sorry. I misunderstood you. Milda, he says 82. Higher or lower?
That's a good guess. I'm going to say maybe they've loosened up a little. I'm going to guess that it's a little lower.
You say lower than that.
A little lower.
The actual number of fraternity men who would object to a homosexual joining their fraternity is 87, not lower. Nubar. Yes, indeed. I'm sorry I misunderstood you there for a Nubar for a moment. We got it right, and your base card is a 5. Do you want it?
I think I'll change it.
You must play this one. It is
All
a
right.
4.
A little better. It's going to be higher.
Higher than a 4? Yes,
All right.
with an 8.
I'm going to freeze.
Freezing it right there. And the next question goes to you, Milda. We asked 100 men, would you rather be stranded on a desert island with a beautiful woman who wanted to make love all the time, or with 6 beautiful women who wanted to make love all the time?
Oh, no.
Didn't expect that, did you?
No.
How many men said they'd rather be stranded with 6 beautiful women?
I don't know if many men could handle 6 women at once. I'm going to say it's pretty low. I'll say 20 of them are macho enough to go for 6.
20.
Yeah.
What do you mean most of them couldn't handle it? She says 20, Nubar. Higher or lower?
Well, I think variety is the spice of life sometimes. So I'll say it's going to be higher.
Say higher than that.
Right.
You figure it's possible to have a meaningful relationship with 6 women, huh? Okay.
That's right.
The actual number of ambitious women who would rather be stranded with 6 beautiful women who wanted to make love all the time than 1 is 53. It's higher.
I'm going to change that card.
Well, I can understand why it's higher, because they still get Sunday off, right? You
Right.
want to change that 8. Okay. You're changing it to a jack.
Right. It's going to be lower.
Lower than a jack?
All
yes,
right.
with a 2.
It's going to be higher.
Higher than a 2.
All
A 3,
right.
still a low card.
Higher.
This is higher. He retains the championship for the win. Yes! And Nubar has done it again. Congratulations, Matilda. Matilda, where'd I get that? Milda, I'm sorry. Thank you for joining. We have some nice party gifts for
Oh,
you.
it was loads of fun. Thank you.
Thanks for being here, Milda. Come on down here, Nubar. Well, you said you were going to be down here again.
I feel lucky.
That's the way to feel. We'll be right back with our champion right after we take time out for this.